Hi, good evening all. Welcome back to Leicester Station and T.M.D. Obviously, I've been quite absent in the modelling world at the minute. Obviously, apart from doing bits and pieces from what people have seen on me other social media platforms. But this past weekend just gone, I have been up here, tidied the loft up a little bit. It looks a bit of a mess. Got some more tidying up to do. Obviously, for them that already know that I've been, excuse me, having problems with me external walls on the front of the house, causing dampness and that lot. But fingers crossed that's all going to be sorted. We've just gone through the first stage, in all fairness, last week, and I think the first week of March, I think I was supposed to be having new windows. Fingers crossed, all being well, and hopefully, the layout will not have to come out the loft again, and it can stay here. Fingers crossed, if everything else and all the problems have been resolved. Now I have done a few bits on the layout, not much. Just a couple of little teething issues I've sorted out, which I'm quite happy. Like I say, I've been doing other little kit building from, I don't know, for them that follow my social media. I'm just gonna turn the camera around and show you what I have been working on. Just bear with me one sec. There's a view of the T.M.D area now. Obviously I built that, painted. A couple of little bits I've still got to do with this Western Wagon Works kit, which I'll go over and show you where it is now and what it's looking like at the minute. I have also got the one reason why I'm up here tonight, actually, in all fairness. It might be a little running session coming after this video, or in between the end of the video and the beginning of the video, after the little chats out of the way. Got some uncouplings to put on, try to get the MGRs closer than what they were. Also, I have got going to try a couple of the sea cow ones, uncoupling, see if I can get them closer. If I'm just going to pause the video, I'm going to show you the distance at the minute with just the old couplings. Just bear with me one sec. There we go, the sea cow uncoupling. I'm going to try, obviously, the space in between both wagons is quite astonishing, in all fairness. So if I can get them close and the buffers to be slightly closer without obviously buffer locking on my curve, which I shouldn't have, because obviously my smallest curve is second radius, and then obviously it goes up to third radius. And then obviously I've got flexible track on the outside, so all being well, fingers crossed, I can get these closer and they'll look better and more realistic, wagons being so close together. Right, I'm going to pause the camera again, and I'm going to show you on the layout what little bits I've been doing. Right, speak to you soon. Right, here's one bit of the niggly bits that's been irritating me quite some time now. Obviously, just here as I come out as what I call platform 3. Came round here, it just goes on, carries on, just there, round to the feeder yard. This bit round here had a really sharp, just about round here somewhere, really sharp, not so much of a curve, but more of a straight going into a curve. So I had a couple of issues there, and obviously I came up here at weekend, and I've sorted that out, ironed the creases out, and you can see both of these lines now more or less run parallel with each other and curve around all together, and it looks a hell of a lot neater. So that was one of the first little bits I sorted out. So I was trying doing a bit of tidying up. Obviously I've disturbed the ballast as well, unfortunately, so I might have to look into that at a later date, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I'm going to just take it down to the other end of the layout and show you what's been going off down there. Bear with me a sec. Now this end is still, in all fairness, still the same as what it was towards back end of last year, but I've got myself a static grass applicator from WWS, so hopefully I'm going to glue all these pieces in of polystyrene and a bit of plastic cloth over there, get it all set, get it all shaped into like an embankment coming down, and hopefully within a month or maybe 2 months, hopefully this side and towards that side we'll have the embankment built with some of the static grass on, maybe a couple of trees. So that's that bit. Hasn't really changed much. Everything's working all right. I've got some droppers in there somewhere in the old that I fed through that I've just got to be joint onto the bust. And if we come round to this side, just bear with me one sec, just excuse the mess. The T.M.D area is still, just zoom you out, sorry, bear with me. Still the same. I'm gonna get some more detailing bits that I need to go into the shed, so I will do a video when that's all completed. Obviously I've got the service steps to get into the loco cabs when one of the locos are in there getting attention. So really not much is changed on there. It just drop you off the board. I've got myself a switch which obviously is going to operate my lights, and if we just get this right, I think the first one, if we go to the back, if I flick it, these lights should come on at the back. There we go. And at the front they come on. I've blown that one, wired it up wrong. My own silly mistake, but I'm waiting for scale model sceneries to get them back in stock, and I'll put one in there, rig it all back up again so it's all 4 lights are working on the outside. Also I will be soldering a couple of wires, some LEDs inside the shed. I will be getting them lit up at some point. Is probably as soon as I get the new spotlight for this and the pack that's left, I think I will be putting some spotlights on. If you just bear with me one sec, down on the front of it, above the doors here on the control signal box. So that should be, look good. Probably put 2 on this side, probably 1 over at the back, or maybe the other 2 on the back. I don't know yet, but we'll see. If you have a look, say T.M.D, that hasn't changed. Oh, I've had these for some time. Got to get a couple of more of these. Obviously they're gonna sit on top when the T.M.D is already fitted in place. We'll get these painted up. They're gonna be the air vents. If we just do your view down to the station, just bear with me one second. There you go, the station lights. I've got them running on the switch as well, instead of leaving them on constantly. Same with the T.M.D ones, just here, shining down on the locos. See, off, on. Obviously I've done another 2 low relief buildings at the back there. There may be a couple of more to go in there. Ain't too sure yet. I'm trying to figure out a configuration over on the track work here. I want it to change a slight bit, but I don't think I've had to really, as it stands now, I've had to really compromise, obviously with the width of the board and that lot. So it might have this stand there. If anybody's ever been to Leicester Station, you look from the end of the platform, literally the lines go straight, and as you can see, mine obviously come up and they've got a little snake bend in them, but that was the only way at the time that I could work it out to, I was letting it continue the curves. especially the bigger curves around the outside, going back round to the bridge end. So I'll just have to wait and see. I reckon that more or less will obviously be staying like that. Like I say, I've just had to compromise just for the width of the board. That crossover may be coming out. Like I say, if anybody sees lessons as you're coming in from Sheffield down to Leicester, obviously you got 4 running lines, one of them being the freight line, which I'm trying to adapt and fit that in down on this area, so it looks like I've got 4 lines coming into the station area, and obviously the freight line comes off here. Just hold it there, just press pause a minute. Yeah, so if I can manage to do that, just gotta scratch my head a little bit, because what I've done here, what I want to do here as well, is obviously this line here is obviously the main entrance to the T.M.D. that goes up here and feeds the T.M.D area and the fueling pumps. Now if I've got one loco sitting on this loop here, I can't bring anything in. It's the only way of bringing a loco in to go across and over to the freight line, because I've got a single slip. Now I might change that to a double, or put a point in here and remove that double slip, and that'll be the running freight line that goes obviously further up. But obviously I'm just working on that, how I'm going to do it, because basically when off the freight line, when the freight trains come down here, obviously they ain't affecting the station area. They can just carry on and carry on with the journey without cutting across the main lines. And hopefully the new configuration, if I can manage to sort it out, it will be better running. This area just here, I have got to chop a bit more of this and put a bit more of a curve on, because it's 153. Obviously just there it catches the battery box, I think it is, and this, so I've got to get this sorted out, because obviously I will be having a couple of HSTs, the 125s with the Mach 3 coaches. So obviously with that being the longest thing in my fleet and to a standard of a coach, if that's catching that, then some of the Mark 3s will catch it if I have, if I was to bring it round onto platform 4. So that just needs sorting out, which ain't too much of a problem. I have slightly moved this station down quite a bit. You can see where the ballast is all loose just there. It just sat just about here, just to bring this flexible track out. But obviously I've realigned the station, pushed it down obviously closer, so therefore I've got to just trim that little bit more off to complete this curve so it can go round it. I've got the bridge to put back in. Got to get a couple of post columns, whatever you, brickwork columns, whatever you want to call them, off a well-known auction site, and there'll be a bridge that will be back over there. Also, if I take you around to the station, I'll have another footbridge. Obviously when you get your tickets, you come down the station, and I'll have another bridge where the trains go underneath it, and there'll be another road at that end behind the footbridge that would be sitting closer to us now. Yeah, so that's about at that point up there. That might have to, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, because obviously the ballast is on there, but that point really should be round about, just round about my finger, just a little bit further, probably where the joint you can just see, as the freight trains obviously come in from that way and head to Loughborough, or take the Melton Mowbray line. containers, i.e. and other rolling stock, they would, in real life, in the loop line at the back of the station, it would come on this line and continue its journey without interfering with anything, and it would just run on and carry on. So that's about it for the track work and little bits and bobs. And so I've got a load of couplings, hump couplings I've got to try, and like I said, I'll do a couple of pictures on how close I can get these with the sets that I've got. So fingers crossed they'll all work, and I'll have to try them. I'm just going to press pause again. And here's the West Hill Wagon Works lifting jacks. Brilliant piece of kit that the Chris's have done over at West Hill Wagon Work. Like I said, I've still got a few little details got to put on. But beware when you've done them, if you ain't already found out, or you're planning on getting one of these kits, do not drop them and let them hit the floor, because they're so brittle they just shatter. So I've got to look at getting another kit. I think it's this one at the back. I've glued it and it's alright for now, but obviously it will need replacing, and I might get some obviously for the T.M.D shed over the left side of my shoulder. And this itself, I've just been thinking about it. I mean, to me it's quite suitable here. It might end up being over here as, obviously, because this is majority of the fiddle yard side, I thought what better way to have a wagons maintenance place right at the end of the fiddle yard. So I reckon this could stay. Just got to cut into my cork and get that West Hill Wagons Wagon Works kit sunk into the cork, and it should be spot on. And after I've done this embankment just there might be another board coming from both sides to this side, and from that bridge there'll be a road obviously coming out, because obviously I want to look like the workmen can get to the T.M.D area instead of a road going to nowhere, and also a road where workers can get to the wagons repair shop. There's a backman maintenance thing that I want to put on there. Then I'm not too sure whether to have it on this side and have the jacks over that side, or have it over this side, obviously for filming purposes. But obviously, as I find out, if you accidentally knock these off the layout, they do, because they're so brittle, they will break. I've got to put all the cable in and that, like cut all that down and sort out. So the maintenance thing that I think the backman do, I think I'll have this, so you'll see the back end of it, and then move all the lifting jacks and that over the other side to do the repairs. And you know, I'll save, if I was ever to knock them off the layout, they ain't gonna fall and break, because they're only ever gonna fall off the concrete standing and just fall on the layout. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's about as much as I can tell you. Like I say, fingers crossed with the maintenance I got on the house at the minute. Hopefully that'll be all sorted, and I will, fingers crossed, like I say, won't be need to move the layout out the attic once again, because that's just going to distress it and cause me more problems. So there might be a little bit of a running session on here after this video, and well, I say just keep an eye. It's been a long wait. I can't remember last time I've done a video. It's probably about a month or so ago. But yeah, just keep popping. For you that got Facebook, YouTube, just Instagram, Twitter, just pop on the social media. There's always pictures that I put up now and again when I remember to do them. So take care all. Speak to you all soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. You know the drill. So take care all. Speak to you soon. Ta-da.